It's exactly a week since several structures were demolished in Gauteng's Evaton West. The houses were apparently built illegally on private land. Now, residents who lost thousands of rand say they are at a loss and still desperate for answers. Malungelo Booi joining us live now from Evaton West. Malu, good morning to you. It still is a difficult story to tell, this one, where one moment you have your house that you come to every day from work as a homeowner. The next you are told that the earth-moving equipment has demolished your house, all because you apparently built on illegal land. Have these people gotten any recourse thus far in terms of trying to recover monies?
Well, Booi, that's going to be really a difficult task, but let me tell you this. It was exactly around this time last week when homes, exactly as you can see, the rubble behind me, were actually demolished. As you rightfully pointed out, several structures were demolished yesterday because people had apparently built in this particular area illegally. And where we are, Booi, we're told that this was the property belonging to an elderly couple. They had just finished building it and they were about to move into the property when it was demolished. We know, Booi, that most of the homes that were demolished, people had actually told us last week that they had paid 22,000 rand for the piece of land that they built on, and they were told that it's okay to build here. And in fact, one of the people, Booi, that I spoke to last week, Eunice, she told me that she had spent about 450,000 rand to build that property that was destroyed. And people are still desperate for answers, Booi. Last week they didn't get the answers that they were hoping for. Even today, they still don't have the answers that they essentially need. But what is clear, Booi, is that their lives have essentially been turned upside down. Yes, Booi, what's also interesting about this particular situation is that we were told that more homes are still going to be destroyed in this particular area. And when you move around, you can see that some of the homes are still up, but people, Booi, remain anxious because they're not sure which homes will be demolished, whether their homes are next to be demolished. But here's what we know then, Booi, is that what authorities at least have told us is that the people who bought land here, they did so illegally, and that this land is privately owned. Remember, people who bought the land, bought the land under the pretense that everything was legal, and that the people who are selling them, the stands was working with government. Well, we now know, Booi, that the Human Settlements Department and as well as the Land Department is not working with the man who sold people land here, Andrew Molefe, and they actually warned against people buying stands from people who claiming to be working with government. Booi?
Yeah, Manu, any update on the last conversation that you had with the MEC of Kokta here in Gauteng, Lebogang Maile, who said that the person who had been selling these stands has no relationship with government whatsoever? The whereabouts of this person, has anyone traced him? Have people opened cases against him?
Well, Booi, we know, though, Booi, that some of the homeowners went to the local police station last week to try and open cases. But when I was talking to some of the homeowners on the phone this morning, they were saying that they have actually not been given case numbers of the cases that they've gone to open, with the police, and that has left them a bit confused, because they're saying that they're not sure if their matters are being investigated by the local police. But Booi, it is going to be a real tall order for people to get, the answers that they need, considering the fact that, even some of the homeowners that we're talking to are saying that they're not actually even getting the direct answers that they need from the person who sold them these plots of land. But the person who has actually been selling these plots of land has told us that, the land belongs to the community, but at the same time, you've got authorities saying that this is a private land. And we have been speaking to some of the local homeowners, whose homes, are bonded homes. They're saying that, well, they have been warning some of the people who bought, these stands from Andrew Molefe not to do so because the land is privately owned, and here's what happened. Homes are being destroyed and people are left, penniless and, demanding answers.
Malungelo Booi, that's our senior reporter. Thank you very much for that update.